Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Law and justice binds a society. Law and justice is why we are a civil society. We follow laws. There is justice. Now imagine what happens if law and justice is just taken away, and in this society there is no law and justice. The powerful can do anything. The powerless has to suffer. The powerful, that is the politician, the rich, can manipulate everything. And the powerless, common people, have to suffer. What happens in a society like that? That's my topic number one. Let's talk about that. My topic number two is same-sex marriage. Court says that while we are not saying, yes to same-sex marriage, we are not giving it an official label, that the legislature had to do it, but give them rights. Let's talk about that too. August last year, 11 rapist murderers in Bilkis Bano gang rape and murder case, wherein 14 members of her family was raped and murdered. 11 of those convicts were left under the remission policy by the Gujarat government. It's not that they were left. The fact that people garland them, people gave them laddus as if they had done some great work. That's the danger that we see in our society, that we are seeing in our society, and that's the topic I wanted to talk to you about. On 15th of April, Atiq Ahmed and his brother Ashraf were shot dead, killed by an assassin. You know when? When they were in police custody. They were in police custody, and in front of a whole host of police, they were shot. And the debate in this country was not why they were shot, how they were shot. How could somebody get into a person who was in police custody and just shoot him in police custody? How could this happen? That was not the debate. The debate was whether it was shot because he was minority, he shot, he was majority, and the chief minister saying "Main mitti mein mila dunga." All these were the topic of discussions. The debate was that. The debate was not questioning our justice system. The debate was not questioning as to where is our justice system heading. That's what makes me scared. My today's story is about an ex-Bihar MP. His name is Anand Mohan Singh. Anand Mohan Singh, on the 10th of April this year, the Bihar government amended its jail manual to allow remission to convicts who have completed 14 years as against the prior provision of 20 years. On April 24th, the Bihar Law Department ordered the release of this man called Anand Mohan Singh. Who is Anand Mohan Singh? Anand Mohan Singh, in 2007, was convicted for the murder of the then Gopalganj District Magistrate G Krishniah. This happened in 1994. The murder happened in 1994. He was convicted in 2007. He had been serving a life term in connection with inciting a mob to kill Krishniah during the protest march on December 5th, 1994 in Muzaffarpur. The Patna High Court had commuted his sentence to life in 2008. Another person, this time he is associated with the Rashtriya Janata Dal, Lalu Prasad Yadav's party. Another criminal who killed a district magistrate who was given life term was let go. Let go. Why? Because RJD now is in alliance with JDU in Bihar. So they had to do it. JDU had to do it. So for political gains, one finds that a criminal who killed a government officer was let go. You see, I see three major problems with this. Three major problems. The problem number one is, if this was happening by RJD alone, so you can say, RJD is a political party, you should keep away, Baba, because they give precedence to your political need than actual law and order. So you should throw out RJD. But that's not the case. That's not the case. This happens with RJD, this happens with BJP, it will happen with Congress, it will happen with almost every political party in this country. Which means that one has to assume that this is here to stay. A criminal can get away with any crime, including murder, including rape, if he or she has political alliance. If the political party he or she is aligned with finds him or her important enough, they will pull him out. The second problem to this is we see in our investigating agencies, our enforcement agencies, our central agencies being used for political need to crush dissent. We seeing that every day. And we're seeing the fact that this is something that happened since 1950s, like I've done an entire editorial on this. But year after year, regime after regime, it has only increased. And today, it has come to a stage where possibly it is the worst. It is appalling the way central agencies are used and the way central agencies get used. They get used. They take instructions. They go about doing anything that has been told to them by their political masters. That's the second worry. The second important point about this. And the third is, imagine a country. Imagine a country where there is no law and order. What the powerful, the rich, and the politically powerful people decides is law. What they do is law. And what they act has to be accepted. And common people like you and me, have no voice, have no justice, because we've got nowhere to go to. So if somebody comes and kills me tomorrow, and if that particular person is belonging to a big party and is important to that party, day after tomorrow he'll be roaming around the streets. My family has no right for justice. My death has no value. Is this where we are headed to? Think about it. The Supreme Court made an observation today. The Supreme Court said that recognizing same-sex marriage is up to legislature. हमारे पास मत आओ भाई. You do that in your parliament. ठीक है ना? But they said, listen, they advise the center to devise means to confer right without giving a marriage label. Broadly, what they are trying to say is, whether a marriage has to be made official or not, they said, listen, we think it is best that it is done by the legislature. It is done by the lawmakers. We don't want to create that law. But what they said is, they said, listen, we'll advise the center that devise a way where the consenting same-sex couple gets rights without the label of being married. Now, the point that I want to let's first look at both the arguments. The people who say no to officially recognizing gay marriages, they say, listen, it is against the tradition, it is against nature. Thirdly, you make same-sex marriage official. What are you trying to say is, you are trying to say that, listen, it's okay if a man and man gets married or a woman and woman gets married. It is okay. And what impact is it going to have on our future? What impact? How are we going to reproduce? What impact would it have on the children? I mean, when you are telling a children, well, it's okay, it's fine, it's great. So that's what one end of the society has. The other end of the society says, why? What's the problem? Sexual preference is a very individual choice. It's what an individual wants. If somebody wants to sexually be active with their own sex, so be it. That's their sexual preference. If they want to be hetero, that is their sexual preference. Why should the state or law interfere with the person's sexual preferences? Why are we getting into their bedrooms? That is the second part of the argument. So, this is what broadly people talk about. Now, I would like to know your views on this. I would really like to know your views on this. Please write down as to what you feel is right. But as on now, I think I agree to the Supreme Court. I completely agree to their observation that finally it has to be the lawmakers who are the representative of the people, and finally what the people of India feels, which will be deliberated by the representatives of the country in the temple of democracy, in the parliament. Let them deliberate that, let them create a law. But yes, I also believe that the rights for same-sex marriages should be given to them without the label of marriage. I mean, insurance, inheritance, sharing of wealth, inheriting wealth, these are things that should be available to them, made available to them. And the center has to devise a way of that. So I completely agree to this. I just thought I will get it to your notice, and I will love to understand what my viewers think about same-sex marriage. I would really like to do that, and I want to do a separate editorial on same-sex marriage. And I want to take your views into consideration. That's all from me tonight. Till I see you next time, that is tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.